The Zodiac Killer, the unsolved mystery. The most fearsome detective in America. In American crime history, the Zodiac Killer is a name that has haunted the people of Northern California. From 1968 to 1969, the number of reported fatalities was 5, but the Zodiac claimed to have killed as many as 37 people. The case is an open one, as the identity of the perpetrator remains unknown to this day. This article will expand on the original story, the development of the investigation, and the remaining questions, while shedding light on the forged documents and the information that confused authorities. First steps, the journey of the Zodiac Killer. On the pleasant evening of December 20th, 1968, in Vallejo, California, young lovers David Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, were killed on the side of the road in a car accident. Shortly thereafter, on July 4th, 1969, another couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, were also killed. The killer used a 9mm handgun and quickly escaped. This was no ordinary crime. In fact, on July 31st, 1969, the killer sent 3 letters to the San Francisco Bay Area press, claiming to be the killer. Messages and codes, the Zodiac's declaration. The Zodiac Killer didn't just cover up his crimes. He began to play spoof. 1. His letters to the press were guided by ciphers. 2. Some of the codes were deciphered by a husband and wife named Donald and Betty Hardin. 3. The message in the code claimed, "I like killing because it's so much fun." His messages conveyed his viciousness and the joy of committing crimes. He also used a circle with a crosshair as his personal identification document. Investigation and confusion. The authorities began an intensive investigation. Major cases included Paul Stine case, October 11, 1969. A taxi driver was shot and killed in San Francisco. The case was dubbed the Zodiac murder. Evidence from the letters left authorities baffled. Several suspects were questioned, but there was not enough evidence to make an arrest. The case and the beginning of the Zodiac. In the investigation, the Zodiac Killer's trail of clues continued to generate media and social media attention. Authorities focused on key suspects, using scientific methods and the sharing of information in letters, but finding solid evidence for an arrest was difficult. The authorities, who were investigating in various counties, were involved. The San Francisco, Vallejo, Napa County, and FBI departments collaborated, but linking evidence was a challenge. Before the 21st century, crime scene investigation methods were not as advanced as they are today. Zodiac's biggest cases. After the Paul Stine case, Zodiac sent another letter to the San Francisco Chronicle on October 13, 1969. The letter contained a bloodstain that he claimed was from Paul Stine's skin. Zodiac's words not only caused panic, but he also announced an even more sinister plot. Just wait till the next time. I shall cruise around all weekend killing. Worryingly, the posting of the message encouraged other media outlets to write experimental articles about the Zodiac, some of which proved to be flawed. Starting to focus on suspects. The authorities investigated several suspects, questioning others and examining various results. 1. Arthur Lee Allen. Allen was the prime suspect. He had a background in education, a sense of hope that he should be familiar with the Zodiac's letters, and had common signs that he might be the mastermind. However, DNA now shows that the Zodiac letters do not match Allen. 2. Lawrence Kane. Kane had a history of violent crimes, and was the one the authorities began to track down. Despite the small amount of evidence, this case was not yet a major one. 3. Other cases. The other suspects were not sufficiently proven, with many cases being closed without a solution. Research by technology and basic goals. In the 1990s and into the 21st century, DNA data and new technological tools offered great hope of extracting evidence from the Zodiac letters. The FBI filed all discussions in a case file system. DNA testing. The Zodiac letter was taken from the stamp and envelope to check for fingerprints and DNA, but the tests were inconclusive. Machine learning analysis. Through pattern recognition technology, researchers analyzed the letter's handwriting. The report showed that Zodiac had a handwriting style that was full of shadow analysis, making it more difficult to decipher his code. Continuing the story of attempts to decipher the secret code. The attempt to decipher the Zodiac ciphers has been a topic of interest to audiences and researchers worldwide. Zodiac sent secret codes to various media outlets, claiming to contain his identity. But deciphering these codes has been a difficult task. Z40 cipher, a longtime subject of investigation. One of the most difficult ciphers is the Z340 cipher, sent by Zodiac in 1969. For more than 50 years, the code has been a great challenge for researchers, the scientific community, and those interested in the investigation. In 2020, a team of researchers including David Oranchak, Jarl van Eyck, and Sam Blake used computer software to decipher the Z340 cipher. The words in the message did not reveal Zodiac's identity. However, the message showed his innocence and his strange perspective. I hope you are having lots of fun trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner. This message showed the fearlessness of the Zodiac and the difficulty of catching him, the focus on the media and the creation of social stories. The exposure of information about the Zodiac killer gave more people the opportunity to analyze and participate. However, this also led to the creation of some stories that had no basis in fact. Posting fake letters. When the Zodiac stopped sending official letters at one point, others began sending fake letters. Authorities tracked down many letters that were written in Zodiac's handwriting but were not confirmed to be his, creating promotional stories. The Zodiac story has also been interpreted as a literary story, including interesting stories such as 1. The book Zodiac, 1986. Author Robert Graysmith gave an in-depth account of the case. 2. The movie Zodiac, 2007. Directed by David Fincher. It raised the bar for the importance of investigation. This made the Zodiac story not just a crime story, but a historical one that has become part of American culture. Remaining questions and mysteries. The investigation into the Zodiac killer has left many unanswered questions. 1. Is the Zodiac dead or not? Many authorities suspect that the Zodiac may have died when the case went quiet in the 1980s. 2. Why did the serial killer stop acting? Many major cases have stopped finding evidence, but it is unclear why the Zodiac stopped killing. 3. True identity. Authorities have never been able to pinpoint a suspect. Despite some difficult and close cases, Zodiac and its influence on contemporary society, the Zodiac killer's influence in the media, art, and technological experiments has made the story a valuable document for the study of crime. Further research. The FBI and private investigators are still investigating the case. New information is still being added to the trial file, shadowing the media society. Zodiac caused social panic and exposed the evil of committing crimes without arrest. Additional investigation highlights. Confusing the authorities. Although the Zodiac killer investigation not only narrowed down the suspects, the false news coverage also complicated the case. Additional letters involving the killer. Between 1970 and 1974, the Zodiac sent letters in a variety of forms, including playing codes and harassing the authorities. In some of the letters, he promised to carry out major crimes such as destroying schools. The disappearance of the Zodiac. After 1974, the killer stopped sending letters, making it more difficult for authorities to track him down. It is speculated that he may have died, or gone into hiding without committing any further crimes. The cost of living on social media. The inclusion of information from the Zodiac shocked many. The case sought to influence the media and the criminal's identity without end. The importance of technology. The development of technology has provided additional hope for solving the case. Fingerprints, DNA, and handwriting analysis have become important tools for further investigation. Cultural impact. The Zodiac case has inspired many to write articles, books, and TV series that have been shared publicly. Movies like Zodiac have given many people a voice to believe in the power of detectives. Artists and journalists have used the Zodiac to reflect on the social behavior of criminals. Conclusion. The Zodiac killer is a significant case that has affected the history of crime. Before the 21st century, the case demonstrated the complexity of solving the case and created panic in society. We can see that despite the advancement in technology, solving a case full of confusion and changing the form of evidence is still difficult. The investigation is not over here. Many still hope that the future will reveal the truth. The Zodiac killer will remain a memorable history in America and the world.